Hello, my friends. I wanted to talk about music history today. I am thinking of branching out in the things that I do for Instagram Reels, Facebook stories, Instagram stories, and TikTok, as I have mentioned. And I wanted to talk about some history. And I said this on stage the other week, and I thought to myself, that's a keeper. So I thought I would share it with all of you. And then again, as with many of my videos, eventually, in a month or two probably, a condensed, abridged version will end up going to the rest of the internet. So, thank you very much for your support. Good day, my friends. So, I would like to talk to you about the history of music, specifically Renaissance music. Now, there's talking about music, no such thing as a Renaissance. If we're looking at distinct artistic movements, the age of the Renaissance of 1400 to 1600, 1400 to 1500 bears more resemblance to the previous century, 1500 to 1600 bears more of a resemblance to the following century. So there's nothing to connect it as a discrete period. However, when you think about Renaissance music, a lot of us think about polyphony, really heavily layered, textured music, such as that produced by Thomas Tallis and John Dowland. However, I am much more interested in the simpler two-part music that came before and after this period. So if we're making a historical analogy, a lot of times throughout history, music has gone in cycles of more complex to more simple to more complex to more simple. And so if we're looking at the music of Thomas Tallis and John Dowland, it's like looking at the hair metal bands of the late 80s. So Thomas Tallis is Poison, whereas the time period before of the artists like Francesco Canova is more like the Ramones and the Sex Pistols, whereas afterwards, when we're looking at Vincenzo Galilei into the early Baroque of Frescobaldi, is more like the grunge of Nirvana. And so you have this very complicated layer, which we tend to generalize as Renaissance music, but is really only in fashion for, depending on where you are as musical movements vary by geography, is only in fashion for between 40 and 80 years. Thank you very much for all your support. I hope you enjoyed this little snippet of music history. As I've mentioned in some recent video descriptions, I'm a little bit obsessed with the early 17th century music of the early Baroque period. And it's been really entertaining to figure out ways to try and connect with my audience in explaining what exactly that period is. Have a beautiful day. I hope this finds you well. And I am excited to play the Scarborough Renaissance Festival this weekend. Have a beautiful one.